Hello! It has been some time since I recorded my last Q&A video, so I decided to record a new one. By the way, please feel free to ask questions in comments to this video, to my other videos. You can write me email at my email address asking questions as well. In comments I will reply in short, and the most interesting questions I will be answering in such video format for you. As usual, before we start, please check if you are subscribed to my channel and hit that bell button so you don't miss out any other upcoming videos. And please don't forget to like this video if you found this information useful. Let's start with email that I received a couple of days ago. Note that I have blurred the name of the dating agency because first, I don't want to advertise any agency, nor do I want someone to go out of business. I always said that all such agencies are scammers to bigger or smaller extent. And if you try to sink somebody, by the law of boomerang, it will come back to you. So that is why I do my best to help as many people as possible, and I don't want anybody to lose their incomes. And I suggest everyone else to act the same way. It surely pays off. Okay, Brad writes, I disagree with you that all dating agencies are scammers. I found a really honest and trustworthy marriage agency in Ukraine. And that's very interesting. And he writes the name of the agency. I know that they're not honest anyway, but let's read on. What do you think about its owner is a good and honest man. I watch their videos and agree that money is not the most important thing in a relationship between a Ukrainian woman and a foreign man. Of course they would tell you that money is not the most important thing. They will tell you everything that you want to hear yourself. And that's what every agency is saying and claiming. So let's read on. He is right that honesty, confidence and sense of humor are what many girls look for in a man. Okay, honesty. If you are, let's say, very honest man, and if you say everything in a strict, true way. But if you do not have a lot of money, let's suppose a girl wants to go to a pretty nice restaurant, and you would just honestly tell her, honey, honestly, I don't have enough money and I cannot afford that restaurant. So let's stay at home today. And she will say, oh, you are my love, you're the love of my life. Of course we will stay at home. You're such an honest man. I am so lucky, and I will go to a supermarket, I will buy there something at a discount, and I will cook it for you, of course. So, do you think honesty is really that important? Please let me know in comments. Second is confidence. You can be as confident as you want. You can be 1000% confident. But if she wants to go to a restaurant, or if she wants to go on a vacation, maybe for 2 weeks, maybe on a cruise, and you can confidently tell her, okay, my dear, I don't have money for that cruise this year, maybe next year, if we save a couple of thousands of dollars, then maybe we would go on a cruise. I am so confident in that. And what would she say? Of course, you're such a confident man. I love you so much. So we will go maybe after 2 years on this vacation. Something doesn't sound right, don't you think? And sense of humor. Of course, sense of humor is very important. Maybe the most important thing. Your lady tells you, let's go to that Versace shop and let's buy me, for example, a new t-shirt. Or same, let's go to a restaurant today. And you have a very good sense of humor. You tell her, darling, do you know the difference between a dick and a plane? And she is very curious. No. And then you say, you know, the plane, as it rises, gets smaller, and dick, as it rises, gets bigger. And she starts laughing. She laughs for 15 minutes. Of course, you have the best intercourse in your life, and you don't go to any restaurant, and everyone is happy. But would it work? Would your sense of humor work in this case? Please let me know in comments. And then Brad continues. Age difference of 20 or 25 years old should not be a problem either. I am 57, but look 20 years younger and feel as if I am in my 30s. Well, would be pretty interesting to check out your photos or to see you on video. But Brad continues. What are my chances of marrying a beautiful Ukrainian girl in her late 20s or early 30s through this agency? Give me a call at this number and we can discuss it in detail. What can I reply to Brad? How do you think? What are his chances of marrying a girl in her late 20s when he is 57? Please let me know in comments. Don't forget, Brad in his 57 feels as if he is a 30-year-old man. And I know that area code 406, I know that it belongs to Montana. I have a friend who lives in Montana, pretty interesting man, and he told me about that area code. Are those men in Montana like that? Please let me know in comments also. I proposed to consult Brad, not for free of course, but Brad never replied. Brad, if you want to discuss your case in detail, I am ready to give you a 50% discount. I am very curious to see a 57-year-old man who feels as if he is 25 years younger. Second question is from Fayez, from an 18-year-old man who is visiting a dating agency website. And even though I blurred this URL of dating agency, they are 1001% scammers. And they have scammed a lot of men. So Fayez, don't visit that website. And Fayez, in his 18 years old, is looking at some Russian mail order bride site. Because some friend recommended it to him and said they knew 2 successful marriages that came from it. And Fayez was skeptical. In my opinion, if you are 18 years old, you must not visit dating websites. You are a very easy target to get scammed. Simply because you are not experienced, you will be scammed just like that. So get more mature and date girls from your university, from your area, from your neighborhood, from your city, girls that are the same age as you are. Get experienced, and then maybe when you are 50, 60 years old, and if you still believe in that real love, then you can try using dating agency websites. But not at the age of 18. No way. And don't visit that site that you wrote about. They are scammers, 1000%. Next question. Are Ukrainian women picky about looks when it comes to casual dating? It depends on the women. If you want to date girls that are, let's say, up to 30 years old, they are still not very mature, and maybe they will notice how you dress, what you say, how much money you have, what car you drive, where you live, if you have a villa, for example, somewhere. And those girls that are, let's say, 35 and above, they will not consider even how much money you have. It is a subject maybe for the whole video, but the more mature the woman is, the less she cares about looks of a man. So you may even wear, let's say, a sports suit. You can come even on a date in shorts, and she will be absolutely happy. But that's another story, and those girls that are 35 years old and older, or even if they are 40 years old and older, they do not have a lot of chance to find a man in Ukraine. So they will not be picky at all, and they will just be lucky that somebody from foreigners want to meet them. So everything depends on the age and of course where girl is living. If she lives in Kiev, she may be picky. If she lives somewhere in another city, let's say in Lviv, in Ternopil, in Khmelnytsky, even in Odessa, after 30 or 35 years of age, she will not be picky. But that's with probability of about 80%. So, of course, there may be women that are after 45 years old and that may look at what you dress, what you say, and so on and so on. But mostly girls who are young, like 30 years and younger, they will be picky, and girls who are older than 30 years old, they will not be picky. Next question is from Jose, who asks in response to my video about salaries in Ukraine. So Jose writes, good video, but all I've heard was salaries from $1,500 to $4,000 a month. If people are earning those salaries, then I don't understand why they complain about living in Ukraine. I got a good job here in England and no way I earn near that. Never seen a 4,000 paycheck. Well, you see, of course, people who work even as barbers here, there are people who earn maybe $200, maybe $300. But I am talking about people who want to earn money. And for example, my hairdresser to whom I go, by the way, she moved to Poland now, so I have another hairdresser. She was pretty experienced. She worked in that, let's say, business for over 20 years. And she has a lot of clients. So she has really a lot of, let's say, orders every day. And from what I see when I want to have a haircut, I have to book like 3 or 4 days in advance, and she's pretty busy. So, of course, women who do not want to earn money, they would work like in a barber shop and get a paycheck of about $300 or $400 per month. And those who want to earn more, maybe they would advertise on Instagram, on Facebook, maybe on local forums, and they would get clientele. And there are a lot of such people. So if you, for example, cooperate with like your sister, like I said in my video, in that case of working in Kiev, and if hairdresser and if manicurist or a masseuse is experienced, they have clientele and they earn more than $2,000 or $3,000 per month. And if you have money, for example, to buy an apartment and to convert it into a studio, and then you can rent 2 or 3 more places to other hairdressers, or if you have like 3 places, 3 working places, then you can rent it to 6 hairdressers, because they do not work every day. They work like the whole day works one shift, and the whole day works like the second shift. Or one works from the morning until lunchtime, and other works from lunchtime until evening. So in this case, you can earn up to $10,000. And as I said in my video, they do not even have to be registered as private entrepreneurs. So they get all payments in cash and do not pay any taxes. And in such case, for a hairdresser, it is possible to earn even $10,000 per month. And those girls who complain, well, there are a lot of people who complain, but if you want to earn money, you can earn a lot of money in Ukraine actually. But you just need experience, you have to be a very good specialist, and you have to have a lot of clients. That's it. And you will be earning a lot of money. So I hope I answered your question. Next question from Howard. I was just wondering how much priests earn. Is it similar to people in the government? One of your earlier videos showed very nice cars belonging to priests. Priests earn really a lot, but not as much as government officials. But those priests who are, let's say, high-ranked priests, those guys have a lot of money. But those who just work in churches, those priests that are not, let's say, high-ranked in their hierarchy, those priests do not earn a lot of money. Because first, all donations go to church, which are collected by heads of those churches. And head of church, of course, has much more money than just a regular priest. But priests live pretty good, so don't worry about them. And those cars that you have seen in that video was of high-ranked priests. And those people, of course, are millionaires. And then you're right, a lot of girls you've met complain about low salaries. It seems girls in Ukraine can actually earn a good living if they are prepared to work. Yes, if you're prepared to work, if you're prepared to study, to learn, to get experienced in something that you do, you can earn a lot of money. And it's very interesting that, for example, manicurists can earn much more money than girls with a PhD degree. Dentists earn a lot of money, but for dentists you have to study a lot. And for manicurists you can just complete a 3 months courses, some 3 months advanced, it's even advanced courses. And then you just have to get experienced in that. and good manicurists can earn up to $3,000 per month. So everything depends on desire and on experience. And if somebody wants to earn money, yes, in Ukraine they just earn really a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but enough to live pretty good, and as we say, eat bread with butter, with cheese, and even with salami. And then you write, as you mentioned, this was before the terrorist invasion, so salaries must be lower now. Yes, salaries are about 20 to 30% lower, and those incomes also are 20 to 30% lower. But after our victory, those salaries will go 30% up, and I am sure that those people who work for themselves, they would be earning even maybe 50% more than before this invasion. And then you ask a political question. Yes, you are right about that, but it's more about politics, and I don't want to talk about politics, because politics is a very, very dirty thing. I try not to get into it a lot. Since I understand some things about it now, I am trying even to read less about it, because it's a complete dirty thing. Hope I answered your question. Next two questions will be from Paul. The first question, he asks, why doesn't the Ukrainian government introduce a law to ban these scams? Well, as I talked in my other videos, how you can catch a scammer and how maybe you can imprison that scammer, it is not really considered a scam. And watch those videos. But I understand what you're talking about, and you just have to understand that country needs currency, especially now. And men are not forced to send that money to those girls. So unless currency is coming in to the country and girls are not forcing you to send them money, there is nothing wrong about it. Of course, you want to sleep with those girls and you are sending money because you think that by sending that money, maybe she will come to you and maybe you will live happily together. But that doesn't happen. But well, it is not scam. You send money just on your own will. So nobody is forcing you. If you don't want, you don't send. But since you want, you send money. And it is not considered a scam here. You also write that country trying to develop and to become more like Western countries would not allow this. If you're talking about Ukraine, we are far from being a country like Western country. We have absolutely different mentality, and mentality has to change. And nobody would fight against scammers now, even if you consider those scammers, which I said by law they are not scammers. We have so many more problems, we have so big corruption now that I am sure we have a lot of things to correct before we try to fight those scammers. Hope I answered this question. And then Paul asks question in response to the video which I find and which I think is the most wise video on my channel about fools must be scammed. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you watch it. And Paul writes, maybe these uncles need motivational saying, let me understand scams, let me see scams, let me know I am a fool, help me to become wise, help me to resist, help me to be free. Actually, many men don't want even to think about it. They think that they are right and that the way they act is the only way which is right. So many men get scammed and many men will get scammed. So unfortunately, this dating industry will continue to exist and will even continue to evolve more and more professionally. And I think more and more men will get scammed by them because a lot of psychologists work for them, a lot of even professional psychiatrists work for these agencies. And they know all those psychological tricks, how to get more and more money from men. They have instructions and they have so many instructions, they have manuals written how to scam people, and they have seminars that those girls attend. So these men will get scammed, and there is absolutely nothing to do about it. Very few percentage of men want to get wise and not to get scammed, but it's very, very, very low percentage, and nothing can be done about it. Hope I answered your question. I sincerely hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Feel free to ask questions in comments to this video, and those of you who need my help, assistance or advice, feel free to email me at my email address. I will always be glad to help those people who really need help. In the meantime, I wish you all good luck, not to get scammed, stay happy, stay excited, and of course I wish you all to be healthy and wealthy.